E.T. was a special picture in a lot of people's minds, a lot of people's hearts, in fact. And it's just been the Christmas season. And it was probably on TV. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV. But it was probably on there. And if it wasn't, go watch it yourself. Probably a good idea. So I thought, let's quickly look at some movies that were basically E.T. I don't want to watch just E.T. That would be boring. So instead, I watched 3 movies that were supposedly E.T. knockoffs. Some people might disagree with my E.T. knockoff opinion at the end, but we'll go with it. Please. The first one that I want to cover, these are all relatively well-known movies, by the way. This is Mac and Me, which I showed to friends.
His wet eyes are touching that fabric.
If you part of my Ko-Fi or part of my Discord and you're a sub to my Twitch, you can hear me and my friends watch Mac and Me.
It's nightmarish.
Did we enjoy it? You can make your own assumption on whether we enjoyed it or not. So what we have is, I think it's meant to be Mars. Don't at me, Elon Musk, but I think it's meant to be Mars. And the NASA probe lands on Mars, where we see a 4 little family, a family of 4. You know, 2.8 children? Is that what they're saying? Anyway, these guys are 2 adults. I worked out how the gender worked pretty early on in the film. There is a dad and a mum, and then a daughter and a son. The son is the important one here. That's Mac. Mac is the little toddler, if you like, the little alien toddler in this. But they're sort of cartoonesque characters. They wander around this little island, little planet thing. They're kind of gross looking. It's the way they like arch their back. I think everybody had one girl in their school who walked like that. You know who you are. If you did that, you know who you are. The NASA probe is sucking up, it's picking up rocks, it's picking up samples, and it accidentally sucks this family of 4 off the planet of what I presume is meant to be Mars. And then that's how it starts. The NASA probe comes back to Earth, and they escape. Well, yeah, all of them escape, but Mac escapes into the normal world, whereas I presume the adults and the daughter, who are a little older, they escape into the desert, just the desert, nondescript desert. I presume it's the same set they used for Mars. But all these guys know is how to suck. That's literally it. The beginning of them, they have straws, and all they care about is sucking. I'm gonna say that a lot. We meet this new family. We meet Eric, who's in a wheelchair. He's a wheelchair user. We meet his older brother. Yeah, older brother who's got a mullet and can drive. It's always weird when you watch American movies and people can drive way too young. The older brother's called Michael, and then you meet the mother. I don't remember the mother's name. Mothers in these films are relatively unimportant. They're just meant to be like the people that are like, well, I don't believe what's going on, which you'll find is a common thread. They are moving into, I think they moved from one side, I think they moved to California, and accidentally have a little stowaway as Mac, the little alien boy. Mac stows away in their car, without their knowing, without their knowledge. They drive across the entire country with a secret Mac in the back of the car. And Mac does what all these ET-esque aliens do. It messes up the house. It rearranges the living room into this sort of weird safari den with a deer wearing a MAGA hat. He looks like he's wearing a MAGA hat through the entire thing. He staples cushions to the wall, and then he drills holes in the wall, making like a little glory hole. Then he cuts a one in the door, double glory hole. This obviously comes to a front when chasing down what he believes is a little alien. He tells his neighbor it's his brother, his younger brother. It's not his younger brother. It's an alien. He's gonna catch Mac. He never catches Mac. He never sees Mac to begin with. And the reason he knows Mac even is there is because he falls off a cliff. Amazing. Top 10 things I've ever seen. It's got multiple shots of him falling off a cliff. It is ridiculous. The dummy, which I presume they use later on in the movie, the dummy is insane. It's an insane prop in this. But there is a bit where he just full on falls off a cliff into a pond. Luckily, a pond was there, and that's apparently enough to break his fall. Luckily, Mac, the little sucker, I thought, and we thought, should I say, because I say multiple people watch this with me, we thought he was going to suck up all the water out of the pond. Or if he sucks the entire pond dry.
I gotta... Looks like it's time to get hydrated.
That was the logic. I was like, he's just... Because he loves sucking. That's all he knows is sucking. He doesn't suck all the water out of the pond. He just wheels them out. He just wheels them back out into the real world again. Now Eric knows there definitely is an alien amongst their midst. Okay, there is an alien here. What we got to find out now is where is this alien? So he ghostbusters them. He convinces the next door neighbor, the girl, to help him along the way. And he gets a vacuum cleaner. They suck him up into the vacuum just like they did at NASA. It's the same effect. And now they've got an alien. He's not well. He doesn't look to be honest with you, the entire film, he doesn't look well anyway. But apparently he's getting sicker. Like E.T. Like E.T. gets sick, this guy's getting sick. This is a common thread as well through the entire movies. What we find out is that he loves Coke. Now, I don't know if they sponsored this movie. I'm pretty sure they did, because all he drinks is Coke constantly. Every shot has Coke in it. You got to hide Mac now. What are we going to do with Mac? Because you can't just leave him in the house. He'll Mac around. I don't know what Mac does. But Mac has to go somewhere, so they take him. They're going to a birthday party at McDonald's, which again is also kind of, I think it's a sponsor of this movie. They have to dress him up. The guy's like super into a football team, and they have like a teddy as a mascot. So they put him on one of the teddy's costumes. It's not a costume, it's a teddy that they like. It doesn't look realistic. Whoever believes this is a real teddy.
Oh God, he'll feel all bony and horrible inside the fan.
And like supple and like.
So they take him to McDonald's, where there is a birthday party. The neighbor's sister is there who works at McDonald's. So they really get the McDonald's logo in the entire movie. Oh, at the beginning of the McDonald's thing, they have a little dance, some break dancing. Mac gets in to McDonald's. He just hams it up. The entire place is full of break dancers. Every person is a break dancer, except ironically, there is 4 ballet dancers. Don't dance. They're the only people that don't dance, is these 4 alone ballet dancers. Maybe breakdancing is below them. This is where we get into the normal E.T. bit, where he's chased down by the FBI. The FBI is desperate to catch this goddamn bear creature hybrid thing. So they're running all over the place. I should inform you as well at this point that one of Mac's powers, other than being really stretchy and having a butthole for a mouth, is he can power electrical things. So they run through Sears, and he blows up a bunch of TVs, uses remote control cars to like rile up some dogs. Like he's driving the little remote control car, one of them kids' cars. He just really uses his electric powers just to ruin people's day. While all this has happened, the brother and the sister of the neighbor jump into the mam van, because the mam has a van, jump into the mam van and drive along next to Mac, grab Mac. Whoa, he's safe. Mac's more important than the kid in the wheelchair, apparently. Mac's safe. We better grab the kid in the wheelchair now. So they grab the kid chair. I don't know if it's just the boy's super strong or what. Like he's got some power in him to do that. So who's driving the car at this point? I just realized. I can't remember if the brother or the sister saves him. Anyway, somebody grabs him into the car. Maybe the sister's driving. I don't know. Kids driving. Like these men are like 15, 16-year-old. It's messed up when I see people drive cars at this age. It's weird. But the FBI now have lost him, and they have to drive across country using Mac's whistling ability, because he's got a butthole for a mouse. That's how they talk. They go, and they find Mac's parents and his sister in a cave, and they didn't make it. They're dead.
They're dead.
They are dead.
Oh my God.
Too bad we don't know what could save these alien creatures. Except maybe Coca-Cola and Skittles. Give me 4 Cokes, a Big Mac. It's Coca-Cola and Skittles time. Pour that shit, get a funnel, baby. Put that stuff in their mouth. It's Coca-Cola Skittles, baby. The miraculously are fine. And just like a true blue American movie, they don't go back to their own planet. They now love America and are welcomed into America. So the last shot one of the last shots is this really weird one where they're wearing clothes. If you've ever seen Solar Opposites, the daughter has like a bow glued to her head, like in Solar Opposites. She hasn't got hair, so they just glue the bow to her head, and they're welcomed into America by pledging allegiance to the flag, and then they all weirdly kiss each other. I don't know why that's such a weird thing, but they all kiss each other, and it's just an odd scene to see. But we really enjoyed Mac and Me. I'll put some audio of us at the end of the credits talking about how much we love Mac and Me. What was everybody's favourite bits?
The kid going off the cliff was a highlight.
Cliff going up the hill was one of my highlights.
That was top. That was.
Yeah. We really enjoyed it. So I think you should watch Mac and Me. It's not amazing, but it was good. I also watched the next film, which is Nuki. I watched that one by myself. I offered it to people to watch with me. They all refused. Multiple people said, no, I refuse to watch Nuki. So I had to watch it by myself. Nuki is another ET knockoff. Obviously, that's what I'm talking about. There is no spaceship in this one. They just straight up land, okay? They just straight up land. There is two space aliens, Miko, I think his name was, and Nuki. Obviously, the film's called Nuki. Miko lands in a lab. Nuki ends up in Africa, which means when you Google this film, a lot of very odd pictures turn up. But now, they were made of light, but now they are on Earth. They are now got weird potato bodies, okay? They're gross-looking potato sack people, and it's sort of disgusting. But, you know, each to their own. And he goes on hijinks, to be honest with you. He just goes on normal alien ET-esque hijinks. Running around. They're trying to like bring Catholicism or some sort of Christianity to Africa. Feels weird. Don't like it. A scientist shows up. And he's like, I know an alien is here. Okay, we need to find this alien. That is essentially most of the premise of the plot. When Nuki falls asleep, though, he does become light. For like 2 seconds. He's got low energy. He's got really, I know, he maybe needs more carbs or something, but he has no energy, so he can't become light for very long. Just when he falls asleep for a couple of minutes, he will become light again for 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know. We meet a nun and just a drunk guy. I don't know who the drunk guy is. He's not really important. They also have a monkey who speaks English.
Give me a break!
But it turns out all of the monkeys in this speak English.
I am Nuki.
What do you want?
They all speak to Nuki. Nuki's on this like weird journey where he's got to talk to multiple guys.
Ask my cousin Charlie.
Talk to this monkey. The monkey like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Talk to the other monkey. So he talks to the other monkey. All the monkeys are just as baffled as he is until they find the monkey, the PG Tips monkey who's wearing clothes. Is he PG Tips? He's wearing clothes. That's the important thing, right? And he loves sweets. He talks about sweets for like a good 3 minutes.
They've got candy in here, look.
He tells him how good every bloody sweet is.
Look, it's the same color as my shirt.
Nuki and the monkey become friends. At the same time, Miko and the computer called Eddie become friends. And Eddie learns to love. And he falls in love with one of the scientist women. I don't blame him. She's an attractive scientist woman.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
Talking to me, man?
But he is a computer. She is a woman. It's a love entwined that will never be able to be together, sadly. But Eddie is in love with a scientist. He really hits on her as well. He full on hits on her for a good couple of minutes. He really hits on her.
You smell good.
Miko and Nuki, forgot the name of the film there. Nuki can also control electronics. He jumps into a motorbike and drives around the motorbike for a good couple of minutes, okay? So he can do the same thing, okay? And it's not just Mac. All three of them so far can control electronics. One of the things that part of the plot is these twins are sent out. Apparently in this culture, only one twin can survive. So they have to go out and whoever is the surviving twin is the true twin. The other one perishes, apparently. And they're out and about. They're not like against each other. They're working together. And then all of a sudden, one of the twins gets bit by a snake. The brother does try and help. He does like the suck it out thing. He cuts his ankle and tries to suck. Luckily, the scientists that came to Africa and the nun find him, take him back to a hospital. They try and slow down the poison, which it doesn't stop it, but it does slow it down. Until Nuki shows up and E.T. fingers him. Obviously, it's E.T. He touches him and he's healed. He just immediately heals himself. It's ridiculous, okay? It's E.T. Stop. That's not... I think Nuki's the most famous out of all of these, by the way. I know Mac and Me is pretty famous. But all the ones, the three that I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure Nuki's famous just for being so bad. And it was. I ended up having to watch about half of it in double speed because it was so boring. The scientist... The woman scientist who's in love with the robot or the robot's in love with her, I'm not sure who loves each other in this movie, okay? Sneaks Miko out in a laundry basket, and somehow they are both in Africa or not. No, they're in America, I think they're in Texas, but it might be California as well. They go back up to the stars. Honestly, that's it. That was it. Like it was terrible. It retreads just normal ET bits, but not with the like. Just doesn't have the love. The biggest thing as well is halfway through the movie, Nuki's face, maybe from the heat, starts to melt, and he's got like a snotty nose through most of the movie, and it gets snottier and snottier, and I couldn't watch the film anymore. I just was tracking how snotty his nose looked. I stopped taking the movie in and just started focusing on the snotty nose. The last film that I want to talk about is Star Kid. Now, this is more important to me, okay? The reason I wanted to talk about this, okay? The reason I want to talk about 18 Box is I think the best, and I talked about this when I talked about Gremlins and Critters, the best ones are the ones that if you show me the film, I go, I don't know if that is an ET ripoff. It is an ET ripoff, but it's ET and Guyver, if you remember Guyver. It's just ET and Guyver had a baby, okay? That's what this film is. Opening the movie, a big, essentially space, not good guys, are going planet to planet, wiping out all of the planet and taking over the planet. And we end up on this planet that's like just full of peace-loving, basically Nuki-shaped creatures. They're all peace-loving. They don't want to fight. So they have to build a suit to fight for them. They build one prototype before most of them are wiped off the planet. The best thing they can do is send this prototype out to try and learn how to be a good weapon of destruction. So that's what they do. They send out this machine out into the world. Luckily, a young boy who wasn't, I think he's 12, finds the suit. The young boy is called Spencer, and I'll probably forget that because, to be honest with you, he's very bland. But he finds the suit. Luckily, he's about the same height as these weird alien creatures. He is the Star Kid. Spencer is getting bullied. Like, that's how we introduced to Spencer. He's immediately just getting the living daylights beat out of him by a guy called Manfred. Anything in this movie, and it's because of Mac and me, anything in this movie, I'm not sure if it's product placement. For example, Ben and Jerry's in this movie is like they're at a Ben and Jerry's, they're eating Ben and Jerry's, he throws a Ben and Jerry's at Manfred's face, okay? Maybe Ben and Jerry's are all in on beating up bullies, I don't know. But Spencer goes to a scrapyard and finds the suit. And he doesn't think about it necessarily, he just sort of gets in the suit. That's when he finds out he can't get out of the suit. Too late. Too little, too late. There, Spencer, buddy, old pal. You are now stuck in said suit. The inside of the suit, it kind of reminds me of Iron Man. The inside of the suit reminds me of Iron Man. But if Iron Man was like a gross, chewed up bubblegum shaped mess of organs, that's what it looks like. You can see the outside face on the inside. I remember this as a kid, scared the crap out of us. This is one of them films that I watched because I'd watched the Flight of the Navigator. I think it's called Flight of the Navigator. I can't remember. And it was like in the same vein of that movie. And it does feel a little bit like that. Again, though, it does feel like E.T. Because the main plot of this is Spencer teaching what's good and what's bad to the robot. Who's good, who's bad. Spencer, the first thing he does now that he's got this super suit, he tries it out first. And then he goes to beat up his bully. The bully's dad is like a car mechanic. Manfred, the bully, is inside somebody else's car that he's meant to be repairing. So Spencer just goes in there in his super suit and like spins it around his head and like throws it around and stuff like that just to scare the crap out of Manfred. And he teaches him not to kill people. No. It's one of them movies, okay? Because that was the plan, is he was going to kill, the machine was going to kill Manfred straight off the bat. There's some good jokes in this movie, though. There's a good joke about him needing a pee. He can't pee because there's no pee hole in the suit. And he's like, okay, it's time to pee. And whoever designed it, the aliens must pee out of their neck. So that's where the little pee hole is until obviously he can't pee out of there. So that's no good. So where does he go? He goes to his favorite teacher. We meet a teacher a little bit earlier on. His favorite teacher who's nice to him. He goes to her house, scares the living daylights out of her, smashes up her house instead. Because guess what? The alien that he was avoiding, the ones that they were trying to escape, showed up on Earth. Only one of them. In the opening scene, there's like a load of them. Only one of the aliens showed up on Earth. So maybe like send an army next time. Or maybe Earth is just that. Maybe Earth is just that. We're so busy fighting each other that we don't need more than one alien. I don't know, maybe he does a really nasty tweet and that would probably ruin the world. They fight the evil guy. Now the evil guy is like knocked out or whatever. He is free of the machine. He gets out. He's finally out and he can go live his life. So he goes back to his dad and his sister knows about the machine. He has a sister, by the way. I don't know her name. His sister knows about the machine. The teacher's there telling him, like, yeah, the machine exists. They call him Psy. He's a cyborg, so they call him Psy. And then for some reason he cottons on. The bad guy's still around, so I have to go back to Psy to fight the bad guy. So he goes back to where Psy was, but it's too late. The bad guy's taken Psy. On the way, Spencer bumps into the bully. The bully's like, I'm going to kick the living daylights out of you. And Spencer's like, not today. And he just punches him, socks him right in the face. And for some reason, within about 30 seconds after that, they're best friends. They steal a car and they joyride that baby all the way back to where the bad guy is. Spencer has to sneak in. The bully kind of gives him a diversion. Spencer sneaks back into the Star Kid outfit, and they have a big fight until Psy is just beaten, to be honest with you, and he spits out Spencer. Spits him right onto the ground. So what are you going to do now? He's going to use his brain. He's going to use his wits to fight them. Oh, he's ducking, he's weaving, he's everywhere. And he convinces the bad guy to get inside a car crusher, and he just absolutely obliterates him. The end of that guy. Aliens come back for the suit. They only killed one bad guy, but aliens come back for the suit. And they make a joke about cows. The joke is like a running theme, but I say a running theme in a 1 hour and 40-minute movie. It's a running theme because they say it 3 times. It's not really a true running theme through this, but he apparently learned a joke. That's like I'm a better person because I know a human joke now. This was a film that I watched constantly on VHS as a child. It wasn't actually VHS. It was VCD. If you remember what a VCD is, there's something wrong with you because they lasted for 3 months. But I used to watch it constantly on VCD. Okay, and it's one of them films that really stuck. But I didn't know it was so slow and a bit boring. But it's essentially E.T. if you could climb inside of E.T. I love watching these like knockoff movies that come out like a few years after the original. I love watching them for some reason. I'm really into it. So if you have one that you want me to watch, I'll happily, like, you go, oh, find a film that's like a rip-off of Star Wars. In fact, I have 3 of them where you go. But if you find a film that's a knockoff of Star Wars, I'll sit and watch them. Okay, I will. I'll get through them and I'll talk about them on here. Because I love these little capsules of time where films are just like sneaky little knockoffs for a bit. Mockbusters, whatever you want to call them. I love it. It's my favorite. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Thank you for the replies on the last video. You seem to have really liked me talking about Return to Oz. So hopefully you'll like this. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/whimsical, or you can go in the description and join my Ko-Fi where you can hear me talk with my friends about the movie Mac and Me. Amazing. Love you. Goodbye.